Hey, everybody. This is a special edition of the Viral Genius podcast. This is the Strike Marketing Preview podcast. I'm here with Russ Henneberry, author of Digital Marketing for Dummies. He was the head of content for digitalmarketer.com. Now he is the founder and CEO of theCLICK, which is a AI content writing, learning community. I don't know how else to describe it, but um, Russ is an OG when it comes to content marketing, and he has quickly become one of the top thought leaders when it comes to content with AI. And his talk uh, at the Strike Marketing Summit is going to be on that Thursday, the 11th of December. Right now, he's scheduled for 2 p.m. Hopefully, there won't be any more changes. 2 p.m. And the the title of his talk is Growth OS: How to Transform ChatGPT-5 into a Business Growth Engine. This is all part of the Strike Marketing model. How are you doing today, Russ? Why don't you give us a little bit of a preview of what you're talking about?
Yeah, doing great, man. Thanks for having me on. And yeah, I mean, ChatGPT's in this position that, you said I've been doing this a long time, and I have. I started in 2004, and I sort of just lucked into being right there when Google was just taking off, right? It was just becoming this like behemoth platform, and a lot of people in business were using it. And then there's some of us that went and really, really dove in and learned Google. Like we really we were like, this is big, and I've made a living over the years off of understanding Google and other big platforms that have come along, like Amazon, Facebook, things like that. And this is the fourth big mega platform, which is ChatGPT. And just like Google, it looks super easy to use, right? You go to ChatGPT and it basically says, "Ask me anything," right? What do you want to work on? So Growth OS is a system that I have developed to structure a ChatGPT account for business. And what I'm going to be covering in that session is intelligent workspaces, or what ChatGPT calls projects. And we're actually going to build, I'll give you the instructions to build a project, the intelligence into this intelligent folder, if you will. I'm going to give you those instructions, and you can just pop them into your ChatGPT account, and you'll watch how much better it'll perform. I'm going to explain the difference between what I call two different types of custom GPTs: utility GPTs and role-based GPTs. I'll demonstrate all of those and show you the difference. And I think just seeing that, right, like you're going to start to understand like some different use cases for GPTs that may not have occurred to you before. And if you don't know what a GPT is, you'll definitely learn that as well. And then I'll give you the one of my favorite GPTs. I'm going to give you the instructions for that. You can install it inside of your ChatGPT. It's called Draper. I call it that because it's an editing GPT. It's a writer. It helps me write super punchy, persuasive sort of Draper. That's why I call it Drapers, because it speaks like Don Draper in a lot of ways. Like it's very punchy, and so I'll give you that GPT as well. But I think the big picture here is I really want you to see what it looks like when you really get a great understanding of how to structure your ChatGPT account to
Mhm.
grow businesses.
Yeah. Well, and that's fantastic. And I've been using GPTs in projects, and I've set up GPTs according to what I learned from you in your community. But I haven't gotten into the whole projects, what you've been teaching in projects. So
Right.
um, if you could maybe draw that quick distinction. I don't want to give away the farm on your talk, because obviously I want people to come and hear your whole talk, the whole 45 minutes. But tell me a little bit about that distinction between the utility project, or the utility GPT or whatever, and the what did you call it? The literary, or the
So we have more like utility GPTs, and we have role-based GPTs is
role-based
what I call.
GPTs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, so projects, let's talk about projects first. So projects is a place where we're seeing OpenAI spend a lot of engineering resources right now. They're making changes to how it works, and they made a couple of changes about 2 months ago that made projects extremely powerful. First of all, they allow you now to create projects that have sealed off memory. In other words, it remembers things, but only things inside of the project. And that's important because you can build then projects for like clients, for example. If you have clients, you can build client A, client B, client C project, and that memory is only shared inside of that container. You can build projects around departments at your company, right? So you might have the marketing department project and the sales department project and the operations department project, and each one of those can have intelligence, right? So you can think of a project almost like a folder, but
Yeah.
it's a kicked up version of a folder. It's got intelligence, it's got instructions, it can have uh, knowledge attached to it, like a knowledge base attached to it. And then inside of those projects are, the ChatGPT is organizing all the threads, the conversations that you have inside that project. They're all organized in there. So if you've ever, been looking for that one thread, right? Like it's like, oh man, that thread, well, I had really great conversation in there. It's some good stuff in there. You can't find it, right? Projects help you organize that. But then inside the thread, which is where work gets done, right? Work gets
Right.
done in threads. And so
Yeah.
when you're in a thread, if you hit that at symbol and you at a GPT, for example, you might have a tool based GPT that maybe creates marketing hooks. That's all it does. Is it's a utility. It's like a screwdriver. You go grab it when you need a marketing hook, and you hit the at sign in the thread, and you can call in that GPT, which it has instructions and a knowledge base, right? It's super powerful, right? When you see this flow, you'll see it when I demonstrated at the summit. You're going to see this flow, and you're going to see how powerful it is to work inside of projects that have instruction, et cetera. And I'll talk about what you should have as instructions and all that stuff. And then bringing GPTs in as tools or roles, right? So the other side of this is you can call in GPTs that have a point of view, right? So that's how I distinguish a role-based GPT. So this thing might think, you might build a GPT that only thinks through the lens of the Pareto principle, for example. Don't you
Right.
love the Pareto principle, if I remember? 80-20.
Yeah.
So
I love that, especially when it comes to clients.
yeah, you talk about 80-20 sometimes, I think. And you could build a GPT that thinks in the 80-20 principle, right? So you just give it instructions like, think through the lens of the Pareto principle, the 80-20 principle. And you could call that GPT in, right? So I've built lots of different role-based GPTs that extend my thinking. And when I'm working inside of a thread, I can call that GPT, I might call in a skeptical GPT that's going to look at what I've done, my plan, and poke holes in it, right? So that's the kind of thing that I want to be showing you is how to work inside of projects, and then how to call in either tool-based GPTs that sort of execute a function, or role-based GPTs that are more there to extend your thinking.
That's really cool that you created a skeptical, was it a skeptical GPT or?
Yeah, I call him the skeptic. He comes in and pokes holes and stuff, and because ChatGPT is a sycophant, right? It,
Yes.
it it
Yeah.
it it's never heard a bad idea. So if you create a GPT, and here's the problem: is there's a setting in there where you can turn on skepticism, but then it becomes overly skeptical, right? It's just like constantly, and that setting is annoying to me. So what I did is I built a GPT that's just a skeptic. And so when I have a plan finished, I can have it, I can call that in. I can say, look at the plan, poke holes in it. You want to turn on something like extended thinking at that time, to
Yeah.
allow that AI to run through some compute cycles
Yeah.
and think about your plan and poke holes in it. And it's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's fantastic. So anything else that you wanted to preview about your talk, Russ?
Well, the only thing I want to let you know about my talk is that it's going to be very practical. We're going to be in ChatGPT a lot. There'll be some slides and things like that, but most of what we're going to do is inside ChatGPT. You'll be installing things, instructions. You can install that GPT that I'll give you. But I think you'll learn this AI stuff by doing it. So, you could come to my talk and open up a tab and have ChatGPT open, and you'll get some things accomplished. It'll feel more like a workshop in that way.
I love it. I love it. We're going to have a workshop within the Strike Marketing Summit. So everybody
Yeah,
come,
man.
please be prepared to learn and to do some practical exercises. And, Russ is a master of the craft. I actually joined his community. I joined your community. Um, and and you teach in a very friendly way that's easy to understand. You help us, you help your members, uh, you walk us through everything, and you don't talk over our heads. So I really love that about you and about the way you teach. And I'm just so happy to have you as a speaker at the Strike Marketing Summit. And then to where can people find out more about the Click?
Well, you can go to jointheclick.ai. You can see what I'm doing over there. It's a community, it's a membership. It's $990 a year, and we're just in there doing business growth with AI. There's a whole bunch of cool people in that community. And then I'm always on LinkedIn. So you can go to, just search Russ Henneberry on LinkedIn. I'd love to connect with anybody that's, doing business and marketing and stuff like that.
Perfect, perfect. Well, we'll see you all there at the Strike Marketing Summit. Again, Russ's talk is going to be on Thursday, the 11th of December at 2 p.m. Central Time, 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific Time. And we'll see you then.